Thor Love and Thunder comes out in a week, and these are my predictions before I see it in 1 week. I think an easy prediction is them exploring Jane Foster's life outside of her hero life, and maybe they adapt the story from the comics. But for the tone of a movie like Thor Love and Thunder, I really don't know whether or not they're going to go down that path. Or Taika Waititi could end up doing something completely different because from what we've all seen from the trailers, they haven't hinted at anything that has to do from that comic. So maybe not, they'll do something like that. There are two major post-credit scenes that had the audiences gasping in theaters. And my prediction for that is that it could be a Deadpool cameo, just for the shock factor, like it has been for the audiences. And it could be something like Deadpool poking fun at the crowd. Maybe him and Korg do a part 2, not necessarily a reaction. Maybe them just hanging out, because last year there was a commercial between Deadpool and Korg for Taika and Ryan Reynolds to promote Free Guy. So I could definitely see them doing something like this again. And then obviously John Campea said that he hadn't gasped in a post-credit scene since Spider-Man Far From Home with J.K. Simmons. So maybe a Deadpool post-credit scene I could definitely see a couple gasp in my theater when I go see it on something like that. My second prediction for the second post-credit scene is that it could be a potential Kang scene where he shows up and we get to see what he's been doing since the last time we saw him. Or it's just a completely different version of Kang, as he is the villain for Ant-Man 3. So that this could be a perfect time to set him up, as I think Ant-Man comes out. Honestly, I don't even know if I'm being honest with you, but I'll search it up after this. Anyways, I love Doctor Strange 2. And I will admit that I liked it much more than other people. So it'll be very interesting for me personally to see this movie and see if Thor can make more money than Multiverse of Madness, which made almost just over $950 million. And I think it's still being played in theaters because Marvel is desperately trying to get it to $1 billion. Not desperately, but they are trying to get it to as close to $1 billion as possible. And it could also end up being a better movie. I'm pretty sure Taika Waititi is writing this, so we'll see. I've heard the movie has a lot of heart, so I will not be surprised if this movie just looks better in general than Doctor Strange and just be a good time at the movies. And I expect audiences to probably like this movie more than Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I think that's pretty much a guarantee since the thoughts on Doctor Strange were pretty mixed. So that's my thoughts on that. I also think it could make more money just strictly because of the star power. I think that Chris Hemsworth, Natalie Portman, and Chris Pratt, and Russell Crowe as well, those are just box office names, especially Chris Hemsworth and Chris Pratt. And I think it being a summer movie, and it seems that a lot of people are starting to go to theaters again, I think that this movie might make more than Multiverse of Madness, but who knows? Well, these were all my thoughts on Thor Love and Thunder, and I will be definitely seeing it next week. And I think the trailers looked pretty good. Didn't like the second trailer as much as I liked the first, but overall, I think the trailers have been good. I have not seen the clips for this movie yet, and I don't think I will, just because I think it's better to just not know as much going in. Well, overall, Thor Love and Thunder looks pretty good, so let's see if it is good.